Okay, so I'm gonna be attempting to finish Act 3 as fast as possible. I just woke up. I know, guys, it's 3:39. I went to bed super early. I was just tired, and now I woke up and I was like, I'm feeling fresh today. I think it's time to do all 3 acts as a warrior. I don't exactly know how fast I can do it. I would say 6 hours is definitely possible, but we'll have to see. Can we buy anything of value? Looks like not. So I decided to go Contagion for some reason. I think it's a great early skill, but obviously once it goes off, you don't really have any use for it, and it's really quick that there's no more use, but it's so strong, especially with even auto attacks of a 2-hand mace will give you pretty good clear. So I'm gonna try to take advantage of that and rush directly to because I have to keep my level 1 skill gem for exactly this, which is Killing Palm. It needs to be a level 1 gem, especially on warrior. As you can see, Contagion is extremely powerful, even on a warrior. That's unfortunate. I don't have potions. I'm probably gonna die here. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a special run. We're going to try to achieve a crazy time, all 3 acts, and it's gonna be a version of Unbuilt Warrior that you've probably never seen. We are going full damage. We start off with some tankiness, but we will gradually go towards full damage. Those are really bad items. They are not worth a lot of gold, so might be a problem. Because we clearly need a weapon. We can buy that weapon though. Just need to sell everything. We're gonna keep the better flask. That can definitely save our life with the instant flask. Early games are extremely bad. You'd rather have items, but they're also extremely valuable at the same time. Like this one will clearly save my life easily. So Contagion early game is probably one of the best skill you can use. It's just so powerful, even on a warrior. All you have to do is auto attack and everything will go down in a group. It's probably better than Aftershock if you only have 1 gem specified for it. Like right now, for example, I have to get Palm Strike level 1, because if I don't, I won't be able to use any support gem. Let's say I get Palm Strike level 2, that would not be good. Just because of, ooh, this is, okay, this might be the easiest one, but yeah, this might be the easiest one. The chaos one, they're kinda easy to avoid. But if you don't avoid them, it's really bad. So here, while you're trying our best, we want to spread it. Yep, exactly. We don't have potions anymore, so we gotta be extremely careful. So all we do now is run away if we don't want to die. Hopefully it's spread and we get some potion back. We have a potion back, we can go back in. We use Palm Strike to hand her. Exactly. Okay, perfect. And we even have a shield. We do not use weapon this run, except in the beginning. We don't have a choice. That's the wrong target to kill first. Always kill white mobs. It didn't spread, that's really bad. Once it's spread, usually it's very easy to kill the whole pack. Just make sure you roll in between. There you go. Now here I found the waypoint, but sometimes you will find the first like underground passage. Okay, we lived. The roll is really good. Once you have contagion on the enemies, and sometimes all you have to do is roll and they will die. And that's exactly what you want to do. Just like here. That's what's good about contagion early game, is that sometimes attacking would lead to your death. So by having contagion, you do continuous damage to the whole group, and you can just perma roll, let's say. And by perma rolling, they can't attack you, kind of. We can use Palm Strike to end it and make it spread. That's what's really useful at Palm Strike too, and using Contagion early on. You exactly know when they're low HP, and you know exactly which one you should target. Not that it's super important and that you cannot do it without it, but it is indeed very strong. It's still valuable information that you would normally not get by not using Palm Strike. Here we go, full strength, full armor in the beginning, even though we're going full damage, just because by having more life, we exactly do more damage. Here, as you can see, my instant potion is extremely powerful and enables me to play a bit riskier. We used Palm Strike, but it didn't spread, unfortunately. The goal here is to up level 6 as quickly as possible and kill the boss of the instant. Wait. Okay. So don't be afraid to kill a lot of monsters here. You have to do it. Here I'm low HP, not low HP, but I'm lower HP, and I don't have potions. So finding the waypoint would be, not the waypoint, but by activating, I think it gives back my potions, so that's what I meant. Resetting your fast charge to full is either by activating this, if I'm not wrong, or by visiting a checkpoint. Just make sure you keep track of your flash charge and you should be fine. Warrior is extremely tanky early game compared to all other classes, especially if you rush strength and armor. It is the most powerful early game, I would say, especially with a 2 mace. The 2 mace does extremely high damage. And it can be very easy to spread the contagion with it. As you can see, it's kind of better than any skill that warrior has to offer, but this quickly fades away. It's only good early game. Here before the boss, I'm gonna go back and ID as much stuff as I can. Just in case I do get something much better. Anything much better will make the fight easier and faster, so it's really worth to go back. Also, I'm going to be swapping my potions. Just like so. We buy a maximum amount of these. It might have been a mistake actually, because we're not gonna sell back anything. Now we have a shield. We can't actually buy anything with that amount of gold. I'd be very surprised, so we just go back, unfortunately. And we can start the boss. Now I don't have any good item, so I'm gonna be extra careful here. It's mostly attack, and just dodge every time. Dodge roll. This attack is not too bad. It cannot kill you. Still gotta be careful about it. Super easy to. This one can kill you. If you get hit by two at the same time, if you're up too close, you can die. I think one you would think it, but the best is just to wait. Then you use the roll when he's stunned. It's more damage. We kill one and spread the virus. We go back a bit. Go back in. This attack is what will kill you. So all you have to do is dodge it. Contagion against him is really bad. Don't even use it. It's better to just do one auto attack. You can do it when you can be close to him. Okay. Just make sure we spread it. He gets stunned and we do this attack again. I can use Palm Strike to finish him off. For the clean finish. But here we did drop a couple of things, nothing crazy. What I want to do before backing is leveling 6 if possible. If there's no monster clear by, just go back. It's not worth staying. Now we can sell pretty much everything. Can keep the shield. Since we're not level 6 yet, okay, so I'm looking for strength items. There's literally 0 strength items, so we just don't buy anything, and hopefully we can find other strength item later. Now since the waypoint is up here, the cave will be down there, and if the cave's down here, the waypoint is up there. It's always pretty much the same. Here I'm gonna not level, but create a spread just before going, because anyway I need 2 XP and it was a really good group. Otherwise not really worth to kill anything here. The monsters are pretty low level. Now here I forgot to do an important thing which was to activate all the seals. Now here we need to go back because first of all we need to go to town, but we didn't kill the witch early game, which gives 10% cold. The first witch, I'm not talking about the witch in the Grillwood, but I'm talking about the first witch. She gives 10% cold, and not doing it would be bad, honestly. So we go back and do it. Try to not get hit by those things. It really hurts. Even though we're pretty tanky as a warrior, on any other class you would be extremely careful, especially this spread here. We take everything, get the gold. And we go back. We need to talk to her anyway, so might as well ID some of the stuff. These things are not very good. We have 260. We already checked, I was going to, but we already checked for items and there was not a single strength items, so we're gonna hold the gold for a better opportunity to buy strength items, because strength will scale our damage. It may seem weird, but it will. The support gems we are going to use are exactly based on that. We're going to be using stomping ground with a shield, and then we can stop using our weapon. And the reason why we stop using our weapon is because we want to use bomb strike. Here you go. Here I'm really trying to level up. Once I level up, we have a huge power spike. Level 6 is for shield charge and stomping grounds. Once you have these two things, you're basically a god, especially if you spec into strength all the way up here in your skill tree. And if you find items with strength, even better. Hopefully we level here. We did. We have shield charge, and now we just have to socket it. Shield charge, stomping ground, and here we go. We are now one-shotting everything. It has a cooldown of 3 seconds, but we are effectively one-shotting everything. here we can get some 10 strength during the fight. It's gonna boost our damage by quite a lot. The good thing about this build is that it's extremely easy to dodge damage since we do not attack very often. We can pretty much focus on the fact that we can dodge everything. You can use Palm Strike to change your position very quickly. It won't do a lot of damage, but it's pretty good. And it's a good finisher, just like right now. So we just drop an Exalt and an Uncut. With the Uncut, what we do, we go and get Brutality, because Shield Charge skill only does physical damage, and the Shockwave does physical damage. So we're also scaling our Support Gem, socketed into it. We don't necessarily scale the damage. The initial hit damage is usually a bit weak. It doesn't do that much damage, so as you can see here, I do like 8 to 10 with the initial hit, but with the actual shockwave under you, you will do each shockwave that you see on the ground here does 80 to 120% of your strength, which is pretty much 40 damage per second, even more. Iron Ring is okay. It will scale the initial damage of the shockwave. As you can see, you can literally start the shield charge and not even hit the minions and go fast like this, because the shockwave will hit them from behind. So it's pretty useful to know that you don't need to be blocked by the monsters. So this is really good right now. We took the ring and we got to Concert. Concert is the place we want to be, because it does give a support gem early on, and it's also much easier to kill the boss in this zone than the other. So the best is to start here. Sometimes you'll be minion blocked like this, but it's all good. Here I jumped in just to maximize the damage. I really want to kill this yellow one. And the reason we killed the yellow is because our single target damage at this point is extremely powerful. I mean, not just our single target, but I think you understand what I mean. So seems like we're not able to find. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back after. So we're gonna kill her and we're gonna be looking for the support gem. Theoretically speaking, we don't even have to. We could just go and not care and continue our journey, but if you want more damage, you can always find the support gem. I will personally not do it, I think. Because I don't think I need to. And that's usually why I don't auto attack at all and just move around. It's because the warrior skills that are not shield charge make you such a weak target. I don't really like using them because you're stun locking yourself pretty much all the time. Here we go. So I won't be looking for the support gem. We just don't have to. Here I'm gonna kill the blue pack because it's quite valuable. They can drop something and the XP is pretty good. And it's not like we lack damage. Now the next support gems would be faster attack on Palm Strike or corrupted blood on Warcry. Right now I did not find a level 3 gem for a Warcry, so it's not a big deal. If you want to put faster attack in your Palm Strike, it's always good. It's a very safe support gem to use early on because it makes you so fast and reactive to anything that can happen. It can literally save your life, and it just makes you travel much faster also. Like right now I just used that and I purely use it to move around. So we basically have 2 movement skill effectively, which is quite strong. And the reason why we don't equip a weapon is to make Palm Strike much faster. If you have to switch weapon to use it, let's say you have a weapon, you're gonna need to have an offhand with no weapon, and you need to swap weapon, but there's a delay. So if you want to kill that delay, you do not use a weapon, and that's why I do not use a weapon. And I like the fact that I can focus on blocking, focus more on surviving. I think it's sometimes much more valuable to stay alive and not get hit by anything than trying to hit all the time. So it may look like we don't have a lot of damage because of the 3-second cooldown on shield charge, but we actually do have really good damage if you take into account that we don't take damage and that we're mostly always maximizing the fact that we don't need to pot up just because we play much safer. Like this is the RPS attack that I just survived somehow. It's not really supposed to be survivable, The only reason that I did survive is because we're stacking strength, and when he does that, you don't want to be close. But I got super greedy and I went for it. If he does only one, it's okay, but if he does two like this, you will most likely die. But somehow I survived it. So this is exactly what you need to not do. I'd really like both helmets here. Well, I guess we're gonna have to let them go. Now we just go back. We have a lot of gold because we didn't buy anything. And we leveled up so we can so this is not good. This is extremely good. Install this. Int armor. Okay. So this we can augment it. Unfortunately, it's not exactly what we were looking for. We want strength on our items. We are very unlucky and not finding any. We can then look for a life roll. I'd rather have almost this. I could wear it, but it's way too expensive. Here that's 28 life with stun threshold. I think we have to go with that because the next fight is probably the hardest early game fight that you will do, especially as melee. You have to be extremely careful, but the good news is playing full strength and over here I have an exalt. I could totally use my exalt. I also have a transmute. So here we just focus on shield charging and disengaging all the time. Let's use the exalt here. Okay, we're gonna hold it just because we want to do a long-term run. Let's wait for a better item. I don't think in this point in the game this is going to affect us much. So as you can see, I just disengage right away. We just focus on not getting hit like that. If you think you can stun him, you can then all in. Now we're gonna have to be extremely careful now because our potion are getting low. So all in, disengage. This always delayed. Wait until the ground hits you, and then when you see it starting falling down, then roll. Don't roll too quickly, you're gonna get hit otherwise. Unless yeah, now we gotta be extremely careful. Because we do not have any potion left. And now we finish it with killing bomb, which is very valuable. Like that last hit sometimes can be the difference between your life and death. So take advantage of it. Now we have a level 3 gem, so we can take Infernal Cry. We're probably gonna stop using Contagion at this point in the game. It will do no damage to monsters, pretty much. Now we're looking for the 2 points. If you see Villa Frey like right now, this little valley will always lead to Villa Frey, which is Freytorn. Villa Frey is the Spanish name. My game was Spanish before, so I remember that. Yeah, you take the waypoint because anyway you want to come back later. We do not want to do the spirit at this time in the game. It's just not very valuable because we will most likely die and we will be very slow. So just ignore it. Here we're looking for the little boss. Okay. The only reason I survived there is because I used my shield charge to do damage to the back line, which had the most minions and the most enemies. And when you shield charge, it blocks all attacks incoming from that way. There was a blue mob under me. If I would have tried to kill the blue mob, I would have been dead, because I would not have one-shot the blue mob and all the mobs behind me would have attacked me. Like here, there's blue mobs. There's no way I kill them. As you can see, my damage is very weak. And the reason our damage is very weak is because we do not have a support for Corrupted Blood. Once we do not have that, we should ignore all blue packs. Or maybe getting 2 points to maximize our damage first, and we're gonna be okay with that. Here we have a really nice mace for when we stun our enemies. We will be able to swap to our second hand and use Rolling Slam. Rolling Slam does extra damage to stunned enemies, and I would say it's the only time using your second weapon would be worth anything. It's because you know that the target cannot hit you back, it's heavily stunned, and you can use rolling strikes very safely. Now we're just trying to find the next zone to get the waypoint. Once we get the waypoint, we go back and we go kill the fat guy. We can also get 2 points before doing that so that we have more damage. Never a bad idea to have more damage. Here it's probably the worst mode, because that thing makes your shield charge go on cooldown like crazy. It doubled the cooldown. We already have a 3-second cooldown and now it's 6. So not worth killing. If it was something else, I would have killed it, but since it's that one, we really don't want to mess with that. There's no point. Here we can go look for strength items again. 8 strength on the shield, unfortunately. Oh, here we have 9 strength on the gloves. So for the shield, 8 strength is probably better than the resistances at this point in the game, just because somehow we cannot unequip and de-equip the shield in one way. I don't know why it's like that, but you just cannot do that. Hopefully they fix this soon. Here we're still gonna keep the, that's really good, we upgraded our flask. We're still gonna keep this shield just in case that in a later stage of the game we need the defenses more than the strength, but for now the strength is more valuable just because it boosts our damage by quite a long shot. Now the next 2 points, we have 2 choices. We either keep going in the small passive tree direction, or we can go get the 25 strength. We can get the 25 strength. Oh, a support gem, perfect. Okay, so now we can have corrupted blood. We can do damage in zones, much better than shield charge, just like so, and we can run away and they will still die. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. We can use this mace in 1 level, 2 levels. We also drop an uncut skill gem, which is perfect because we want enfeeble. As you can see, the damage on our offhand is not very good. Once we get this, it's probably going to be worth using it, but for now it is not the case. As you can see, Palm Strike, very good skill. We can pretty much tank everything. And do a clean finish. Here we drop another shield. So with this unskilled gem level 3, you can get enfeeble, but we need 16 int. 16 int shouldn't be too hard to find. So as I said, either this or here. I chose to take the strength just because it does give more damage, but it also gives a lot of survivability. It gives you about 60 health to take those 2 points, and 60 health early game like this is crazy valuable. Here we'll do it because it gives an extra skill point. Unfortunately, we're really unlucky and she has the bubble, but we're lucky we 2-shot her and she gave really good gear. So overall it was extremely worth it to do it. Now we can put faster attack into Palm Strike, and now, wow, now you're basically super quick to move around using Palm Strike. Super efficient, super good. Now we look for this 50 mana, 20 mana, extra maximum. Ooh, okay. I mean, it gives us survivability. I wouldn't say it's that good, but we'll take it. Now we can look for strength again because we leveled up, and so everything got a reset. We have movements. Ooh, 10 strength and armor. Armor is damage, strength is damage on the shield. Extremely powerful. Here we have 11 int, a lot of life and regen on on a mask. I think it's probably going to be our item. We can sell this one, we're not going to use it. These are too powerful. And we're gonna buy these boots. I'll commend them. We're lucky we have movement speed, so we're going to obviously equip that. It's a bit too good to not do it. Now we have a regal. We basically have, whoops, I wasn't able to pick it up. We'll take this. Hopefully chase us. Just really need to kill him. Perfect. Armor scrap is good. Wow, another one. We have to take those because they give extremely valuable stats sometimes. And it's stats that you kind of have some control over. And having some control over your crafting is something that is very rare in PoE 2. Everything is mostly random, especially if you use just transmutes and stuff. But with these, you can have a defense modifier, for example, which is really good. For example, if you use it on a shield base, you can have armor. The armor is damage. You can have life. So it gives you like this guaranteed good stat that you're looking for, and then after that you can gamble your way into maybe a better item. Wow, that's actually an insane shield for survivability. It's not maximum damage, but I do enjoy for boss fights to have a better. Here it's so crazy that, here we go, we actually found a lot of really good items this run. We're really set up for a success. Here we have found strength, which is better than what we have because it's damage. Now we keep going and we get this reduced attack speed, but 100% increase attack damage nodes. Now this fight shouldn't be too hard. We have pretty much 500 effective HP. At this amount of HP, we pretty much can survive every attack except maybe the armor of the god. Here he's stunned, we can do the double thing. Since we found a really good two-hander, we can use that. He's stunned again. And he's dead. Always use palm strike for the clean finish. Here we go. Now we have a support gem that we found. We're never gonna use this again. Another tower shield. I'm gonna pick it up, but the chances that it's good are close to none. Just because I already have one that has everything that I need. I would even say that this shield is worth a Regal and an Exalt. We'll see what happens when we Regal, but it's probably gonna be Exalted. This shield is also good, but the armor level is really low. And while it's a good defensive stats, we're already speccing a lot in defense in the tree, and what we really need is damage. Here another support gem. Now if we do have a little bit of dexterity, which I don't know if we have, we do not have, we can use a support gem on palm strike that makes it so that we can have life tap support on it. Life tap support on it is very good. When you do a coup de grace, which is basically a killing, it's not a killing blow, it's literally a coup de grace. Like palm strike, when an enemy is low health, you will do a coup de grace automatically, and doing a coup de grace on an enemy will give you 12% of your max life back, which is completely insane, especially as the game goes on. Early game is not as good, but the further we go in the game, the stronger it becomes. And it also makes you save quite a lot on bots and other stuff, just because you're not using your potion because you're recharging means that in boss fights it can be extremely valuable if there's a lot of minions that spawn. Now here we're gonna go back because we should go back. Just because we should. We just have too many stuff here. We found strength on the helmet, which is really good. That's not good. We can use this now, so upgrade it. I think it gave me increased armor and stun threshold. I'm gonna exalt it. The exalt gave us more armor, so now our damage from shield charge went from 12 to 59 on the first hit, which is completely insane of an upgrade. Okay, so now we can level shield charge. We can look for strength items, strength on boots, Wow, what an insane build, but we cannot buy that. So these boots are okay, but movement speed is just better. So now we're ready for the boss fight. The only thing we're lacking is cold resistances, which can make everything a bit more rough. But overall, we're in a really good spot, I would say. Unless we get hit by that. And we did not, so we're good. We need to not get hit as much as possible. The only thing we should have done actually is to upgrade our potions. I can do skills. My game is bug. I cannot do skills. Okay. Nice. Now we just drop an iron rune, and we have an artificer. So we will definitely use that to enhance our armor again, which is more damage. I could have gone fire resistances, but we're just that greedy, and we want more damage. As you can see, now my shield charge does 74 damage on the initial hit. Yeah. We do a lot of damage now. And we're extremely tanky. We have 500 HP with a lot of armor. At this stage in the game, we probably reduce, I don't know, 50% of the damage that we take as physical. Makes us extremely hard to kill. Storm rune. I picked up the one just for the gold. It's not really something useful. Hopefully they die one shot from this and I get some XP. This guy, the most dangerous one. When there's huge packs, he can stop you from doing anything. So if you see that guy, that big fat guy that's trying to hook you, just do everything you can to dodge that thing. Yeah, exactly this. If he hits me there, my chance of dying are not 100% because we're extremely powerful and we have a lot of HP and a lot of armor, but it's definitely the easiest way to die, I would say. Like right now, I'm stun locked for about 2 seconds, especially if they hit consecutive hits of stun lock. The first one hit me, and then the second one hit me because the first one hit me. So it can be extremely dangerous of a situation, but it's very easy to time. The problem is to see them. Sometimes you just don't see them. Glacial rune. That would have been helpful to see before. I would probably have put a point in it, just because cold res is such a valuable stat against the first boss. It's the only reason you can die as a warrior, really, because everything else is physical damage. This is the boss fight here. going to do an hour run, which is pretty good considering all the stuff that we have here. 20 armor, stun threshold, not super good, but it makes us at 50% estimated reduction with some block chance and evasion. I think our defenses are quite powerful. I thought I could block this with shield charge, but looks like not. He's stun lock, so as you can see, I took literally no damage from that skying thing just because my armor is so insane and I have a lot of HP, so the only thing we need to be careful about is the cold damage. Nothing else will truly hurt us, especially with a shield that gives that much armor. So whenever you do his cold phase, do everything you can to just not get hit. Here we just block, and when we see the wolf we do a roll. Technically speaking, we're not really taking damage even if he hits us, but it's a good practice to time the wolf. I can take that very easily, but this is really bad. This is where you need to dodge, and even this you try to be as far as possible from it. Here we go. The good thing about this attack that is cold, you can block it. Here I didn't dodge roll because I could take the hit, but might have been a mistake considering that of what is happening right now. We need to stay away from this. Our potions are pretty low. As I said earlier, we can take the damage, but we should really avoid it. And having movement speed on the boots really makes a huge difference. Yeah, this hurts. This is bad. This is really bad. It's bad because our potions are really not strong. But we did it anyway. 1 hour 4 is quite okay. And now it's time for Act 2. We have 141 strength, which means that every time we shield charge, we do initial hit of about 100 damage, and then we do 140 damage per second. If it's not even more than per second in terms of shockwave damage under us. So extremely powerful. And we can go. We are now in the next zone, where the fun begins. 32 is actually pretty bad. Here we can just rush. Now the little boss in this zone is extremely dangerous on pretty much every character that you play except Warrior. Warrior has an insane survivability rate against this character, especially if you have a lot of armor, because all he does is physical damage, so there's really nothing to worry about, especially with a reduction of this type. The zone is usually the furthest from the entrance. I just got stunned here. So going this direction will maximize probably where it is, and it seems very wide here, so it's probably the place to go, and I was right. It would have been really good to get to this point, 50% increased damage, but it's not a big deal. We can totally do this anyway. Now, I didn't put area of effect into my Infernal Cry, and I will do it right now. This guy breaks armor if I'm not mistaken, so trying to dodge the first two little hits would be good. But like I said, you can't really die here. Not with this build. At least I feel like. As you can see, it's almost useless to use the big mace that I have. It just doesn't do as much damage as shield charge. Shield charge is just completely busted. And the build up in stun is completely nuts. Should be dead here. He didn't really give anything good. Can now sell this stuff, why not? That's a good potion. That's actually a really good helm, but I will need to respec some of my So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do dex int, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And now we can refound back to the int that we took, because this helmet gives int. So we can keep it on with the life and everything. And now we have enough for enfeeble. Enfeeble is, you know, probably one of the strongest curse that you can use in hardcore, especially if you're already tanky. It's gonna make you extremely resistant. So this is what we are doing right now. Now I'm gonna go down here because I didn't look at the items, and I have quite a lot of money, and I'm looking for strength. No strength anywhere. We can go back and start the first zone. Go back here. It's always the same. The first zone is literally nothing. Now the first zone here is extremely high damage in lightning, and it's also the boss also does extremely high damage in fire. Now the problem is we have 0% in both of those, pretty much, in defenses. But our curse and feeble should help us survive this quite easily. Hopefully we level 16 before the boss, so that we can use better potions, because this is quite a weak potion that we are currently using. We're gonna wait for this. That's good enough for me. So we leveled. We should be able to level twice. Now the problem with these one is you cannot hit them with shield charge because they're flying. So that's the downside of shield charge. But it doesn't really do damage or anything, so you can just ignore it and go our way. We can always hit him with corrupted blood, and the shockwave damage will still hit him, but the initial hit we cannot. And it's also hard to stack shockwave under him because we just go right through. But like I said, no big deal. And if he wants to follow all the way and we can kill him with blood, corrupted blood, why not? But since you have energy shield, looks like we're not gonna be able to kill him. A ruby charm, that's extremely valuable for the next boss fight, because really, like, he can not really one-shot us because we have 600 life, but it's not far stretch. It's not far stretch. He can literally chunk us for a really large percentage. You have a second ring. Well, a bit of damage on the initial hit, but that's about it. Okay, the next step is to go probably here and take the melee smash. It actually gives a lot of damage for not a lot of points. The melee damage on stun lock enemies is actually quite powerful. Now we have two helms here. We're probably never going to use them because while this helm is not exactly what we're looking for, it gives us enough to sustain enfeeble. And unless we drop like an amulet that gives us int, we're going to need to use that for a while to sustain the enfeeble stats that we need, which is the int. Okay. Our damage is really nuts right now. I'm not used to this. First of all, we have a really good shield, and second of all, I'm speccing into damage, which is not something that I usually do. Unfortunately, I did not swap my potions, but I think we're gonna be alright here. Our damage is quite insane. Now we really don't want to stay close to that, even though it's probably not gonna one-shot us. It's always a good thing to keep him under enfeeble. Yeah, like right now, if he goes to do his attack, that does his like suicide bomber thing, we could die. Looks like being greedy has been paying off though. Okay, iron. And go back. We probably want to upgrade the potion that we dropped. Recovery to minion is the worst one, but it will still be better than what we have right now. Looking for strength items again. Nothing good. Forgot to ID. Control click. Thank you, subscriber, whoever told me this. It's a pretty amazing trick. That's not good. These are not very powerful. Here we go. Oh, there is actually a lot of ring here. We clearly have to buy both of these. I'm even gonna sell this shield to buy the other one, and we're gonna augment both because they both give. Well, that's unfortunate, but we still have to swap for both because resistances are always, you know, always something you want to prioritize, especially as a warrior. Yeah, looks like I bought the wrong ring though. I should have bought the 10 evasion one instead of the one with some damage, but it's not a big deal. Looks like I had to talk to the guy before enabling the zone. Let's look if we can level up something. If we go look into mace, nothing to be leveled. But we do have extra decks in our tree, so we can go and put life drain. Life drain will highly sustain this build with maximum health on kill with Palm Strike. Any kill you're gonna do with Palm Strike with Life Drain, you're gonna gain back your health. There's actually a flask here. But we do not have a transmute to make it better. It's still worth to pick it up for later. When you see, I was gonna say, when you see this, you're at the right place, but you're not. I'm actually not at the right place. I'm really confused. Maybe they changed something. Anyway, it's not a big deal. This is the right place for sure. The stairs are always the right place. Now here you have two choices: is right or left. Whatever you choose, you would like to get the waypoint first, and then you can go back. To kill the guy. I think getting the waypoint first just makes sense, but it's whatever, honestly. If you're there, why not just kill it, so you don't have to come back. Completely missed here for some reason. Going damage seems to be a really good idea. Yeah, we usually don't do that much damage with this build, but speccing into damage, I quite like it. I quite like it. We're still tanky. We're not as tanky, but I think if we are careful, if we're careful, we're still gonna be able to take quite a lot of damage without death, hopefully. And having enfeeble makes it quite good. Looks like we cannot do damage to him sometimes, which is annoying when your skill takes 3 seconds to recharge. That's the rippiest attack. Just run away when you see that.
He hurts a bit, but it's nothing that crazy. And just knowing about which attack is really annoying to deal with. And generally speaking, when he does like his dagger everywhere, he's kind of untouchable. But otherwise, this has been quite an easy fight compared to when I usually go full tank. So far, I really like the different skill point that I've been investing into. It's been quite powerful. It's been quite powerful. And we don't really feel that much weaker either, so totally worth it. Can start using Palm Strike to just go much faster through the zone. We do not need to kill all those monsters, like at all. I don't think they are that valuable, since we can just move on to the next zone. We're so strong we can actually kill bosses ahead of time, and that's really the strong point of this build, is to rush through 2 Ascendancies and every bosses while being extremely tanky and being very strong in boss fights, because this is a really bad clear build. If you want to farm minions, it's a really bad build right now. You need 2 Ascendancies basically. Once you have Warbringer, then it's gonna be alright, but before that you're gonna be quite a weak mapper. And once you have the Ascendancy, everything changes. You become one of the strongest mapper once at the 2 Ascendancy peak. So this is really what we're looking to be doing here. So we'll just keep going. Once we have Smash, we're gonna have insane damage. I think the best way to clear a lot of mobs is to just bait them all into your attacks. There's not much more you can do about it. The AoE we have is a bit weak, but if you use it in a good way and let them attack you really up close, you can actually clear them all in one shot, just like so. And that's quite valuable, you know, to be able to have somehow of a clear speed, just to be able to XP a bit. If there's only one minion, use it as a gap closer, a bit like that. We're actually at the boss fight already. Now here, this guy, we always want to enfeeble him. I mean, every fight we want to enfeeble the boss. It's pretty much, and we always have time to do it because our attack time is 3 seconds. So yeah, it's quite powerful. Ooh, I didn't stay in the non-danger zone somehow, but we survived it anyway. I got stunned. That's the weakness of the build. If you're about to do your skill and you get stunned, well, you have to wait 3 seconds again before hurting anything, which is a bit of a downside, but nothing crazy bad. Still have crazy damage. We have a transmute. Again, recovery to minions. We are very unlucky on the potion side of things, at least. Now we can go back and we can go do our Ascendancy, the first one. Can look for strength items since we leveled. Nothing good. Can still not get anything here. Now I'm looking to go and do my Ascendancy because I do have this exact point that I can open the Ascendancy with. Now the first Ascendancy, you have two choices. You either take max life of monsters explode when you Warcry. While that's okay, it's not very powerful because we're mostly using shield charge, and Infernal Cry is a bit of damage, but it's nothing that crazy. Let's look at the reward. What is it? Increased defense. We'll take it because, well, if you have more defense, you lose less honor. So having a strength build with a lot of life is actually a downside. If you don't have a lot of armor, you do lose more honor that way. But you have very low life pool but extremely high armor or resistances, it's actually better for the trial. So we are a little bit at a disadvantage, but at the same time not really, because our armor is really good. Here I took some damage somehow. Using Palm Strike is a bit of a risky spell when it comes to that. We're gonna have to go with monsters have 30% increased damage, because increased 50% life of monsters is just way worse. It's just way worse since the fight is gonna be 50% longer. We really cannot afford a really long fight. It's the worst thing that we can do. since we have damage, but it's not full glass cannon type of damage, but it's still obviously very good. Oh no, I think we took some damage there, but looks like it was pretty minimal due to our armor. Still took damage here. Perfect. We're gonna go for the bronze key, don't have a choice. Here that's pretty easy. It's all about surviving, not getting hit. Easy stuff. We could just run around in circle and stuff and be fine. We could also try to kill her. I think if we kill her, it ends it. Just have to not get hit much and we're gonna be fine. Ooh, we somehow took damage there. I thought the shield would stop it from taking damage, but looks like that was not the case, so maybe it was a mistake. But I would say our honor right now is looking okay for now. We're gonna take this one because it's just the safest. I don't really care about the key. This is probably the worst one, since we cannot connect both at the same time with a single shield charge, but it's still not that bad. But definitely not the most fun trial thing. Here looks like we lost honor again, which is quite annoying. And not a single honor restoration, so it's quite rough. I'm also trying to be as fast as possible, which doesn't really help with not wasting honor, but if you do it, you can take your time a bit more. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to do so. But I'm really trying to have the best time here. Less honor. You are cursed with enfeeble. Monster remove 5% of your life, mana, energy on hit. That's probably very bad. We're gonna go with the curse, I would say, after. Looks like we one-shot those. That's really good. Even though I'm curious with enfeeble. Well, not yet. Take a pledge. What is a pledge? Restore 31 honor when you have no idea. Maximum honor is not gonna help. So let's go with the enfeeble. It's okay, we have a bit less damage. I already have crazy damage compared to when I usually play this character. Just because of the way we spec in the tree. Looks like we're going to ascend in less than 2 hours. Here he's gonna start with his damage. Can't really do anything about it. But wait. We took damage here. That was quite a bad hit. And I don't think he was enfeebled. Let's try to stay away from that little volcano thing. That's the worst attack. At least we are dealt with that. Enfeeble on him is not to stay alive, but if he does hit us, he's gonna do less damage, so we lose less honor. But he's clearly not dangerous. We're taking quite a little damage here, but looks like we can afford it. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Now we really cannot afford to get hit much more. And I just got stunned. I need to go the other way around. We really need to be careful here. It should be dead. Yeah. So we ascended in 1 hour and 44. Which is quite good. It's quite good. I'm gonna choose to go for either damage or Jade. I think Jade is very good, so I'm gonna go for Jade, and I'm gonna respec later. Yeah, I'm probably gonna respec later when 2 belts. That's quite nice. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna respect later the Jade to get the second Ascendancy in terms of Warcries. That's just a lot better. Here, this one gives no. Max life, stun threshold. So we're gonna have to look for probably this one. That's really good. 11% cold lightning res. Let's look for strength items. Nothing good. Any charm ring? We do have a ring here. We probably want to buy it. It's gonna make us low a bit on gold, but it's probably totally worth it. Near, can I wear this? I cannot. So we're gonna sell it. Now with the Jade Ascendancy, what is nice is we take 10% less physical damage, and we can take a big hit pretty much more easily. And it's going to be very, very useful for what's called. It's going to be extremely useful for. And what was I doing? What was I saying? I'm saying random stuff. Just lost my thought there. It's probably gonna come back. Oh yeah, the Jade. So Jade can be extremely bad, but it can also be extremely good at the same time. So this guy explode corpse. So let's try to not die from that. So yeah, Jade, the stacks here is really good against Titan, and that's why I went Jade, because for the Titan fight, you're probably gonna want to have as much as resistances physical as possible if you don't want to die. That fight is extremely rippy. No matter how much armor and life you have, it's a really rough fight in general. So having Jade will give me that extra cushion, let's say, to survive. Can drop this, can probably use it here. Hopefully we do not misclick that ever, because it can be quite rippy to use it at a bad moment. But yeah. So hopefully we don't do that. A support gem here. I don't think I do have enfeeble. I don't have int, but I could make it better. 25% increase. Yeah, it's probably gonna be that, and then I'm gonna switch it to whenever I can. I'm gonna make it so that it costs me life to use it and not mana, because the mana of enfeeble use is extremely high. Looks like we're gonna kill both of them at the same time. And exalt. And exalt, it's quite nice. So we can use the exalt in the shield. 7% lightning, it's perfect. We need lightning damage for this boss. The next boss is hurt quite a lot in the lightning damage department. Here I don't think that's the way, because it goes back to the beginning of the zone. I would say it's probably more down there. The further you are away from the beginning of the zone, the more chances is going to be the boss to appear there. So bone pit. Another exalt. Just gotta be careful here. I want to pick it up, but dying for it is probably not a good idea. I don't know what it gave. I think it was 11 resistances fire. We're definitely gonna take that. That shield is now really strong. Yeah, double res. It's just my lightning resistances are quite weak, but it is what it is. When you go that fast, you do not have the luxury of always having good stuff, so I think here it's probably gonna be to the right. Yeah, we are at the boss fight. We could level here before doing it. Not sure if it matters, but why not? We kill this, we level. Always better to be extra cautious and have an extra level before. Why not? Here I would say I'm probably gonna go towards more area damage, and yeah, more area damage and more AoE. It's just gonna help a little bit. Always kill the mage first. The damage we do is quite insane. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this new this new padding that we did in the skill tree. I think I've definitely never killed this boss fight that quickly. We are extremely strong. Extremely strong. Yeah, we are clearly overtuned right now. And I didn't even use the belt with more HP. Quite funny. With the lightning res that we needed for that fight, we are just that strong, I guess. We have a support gem here, so we can use enfeeble with... Actually, I'm gonna take vitality here. I do not have spirit, so I'm probably gonna go back and get this right now. So we have to go to Act 1. This one's done. I just really want to check near the waypoint first. Okay, that's the entrance. Good. Looks like there was another waypoint here. That's done. Really trying to see if there's not another one close. We try to do this the smartest way possible. It looks like I'm backtracking here, but I'm actually just analyzing every single possibilities near the waypoint so that I don't have to backtrack later. I'd rather backtrack now than backtrack later, because it is quite a big loss of time if you backtrack. So we should probably one-shot this boss quite easily. Yeah. He's already stunned. And he's dead. Cannot go back. Now we have spirit. I don't really. Yeah, okay, for now I think I'm gonna be. I have two choices here. It's either I go defensive or I go more offensive. I think I'll be running this actually, just because torn damage is probably gonna be powerful and it's just gonna make our armor quite insane. So yeah, if we have that much armor and a lot of torn damage, it's basically giving us more damage. So might as well at this time. We're gonna keep this level 7 for shield wall. Shield wall is an okay skill. It's nothing crazy. I personally like it, but it's not like that much of a game changer personally, but it can be used in the defensive way also. So and in a boss fight it can be quite strong. Instead of just waiting for shield charge to, you know, charge again. um, so yeah. Okay. We don't really need to kill monsters here. And it's quite a repeat place to be as warrior, especially melee. I would try to stay as little as possible in the zone, even though the XP might be super good. If you're going really fast, it's probably not worth dying for. Now I'm gonna have to backtrack here, and that's very rippy what I just did. It was quite a mistake. I should never have done that. Because I was thinking maybe it's here. Nope. So I almost died for exactly no reason. Just because I got greedy. Okay. So again, we do not want to backtrack this zone. So we try to analyze both sides, make sure we see make sure we don't miss a single seal so we don't have to come back. Here they did made a change though recently that you can just click on the checkpoint and go to the other checkpoint that you were at, so it's actually not as bad as before, so the backtracking is actually quite okay. It's not even that bad of backtracking, but still, if we can avoid it, why not? On the waypoint here. For when we find the okay, that was super risky. I was either shield charging there or trying to do a bomb strike and get out of there. So here we are. It's really unfortunate because our potions are extremely bad right now. So we need potions. The problem is we do not have a lot of transmutes. so we don't have that many tries. A lightning res, I have to buy it. Lightning res, it's probably better than the cold one for now. She doesn't even sell a single potion, so hopefully we level and before the Titan and we can find a potion. Otherwise we're gonna be a little bit in trouble, because 260 life on a single potion use when you have 600 is quite low. As you can imagine, it's quite low. We are not that tanky. Let's be real about this. And we are already at Titan. That was really quick. I didn't even level. So here personally, I really don't like scavenging plate. I think vitality would be better into Jade, so I'll take vitality and I'll put it into Jade. Where is it? I somehow cannot do that, so I'm gonna have to. I somehow lived that. I'm gonna have to re-engage this while fighting, which I don't like to do, because sometimes I just, yeah, we're extremely tanky, so that's good. At least in physical damage. And our damage is quite good, so hopefully we can finish him off quite quickly. And yeah, we actually got one shot. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I didn't enfeeble him, so we got one shot with Jade, but he wasn't enfeebled. Wow. That was such a quick run. How are you supposed to survive that hit, man? It's so insane. It's so insane.